Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
So guys, let's keep up with our analysis of the euro currency. So as we suggest in the beginning of the week, that momentum that we've got in Wyoming statement and later on the EDP report, it was 2 times lower than market expected, should be enough to let market to reach next more or less significant resistance area around 119. So since we get a payrolls release only late in the evening, by the close of the week almost, so the whole week stands for euro currency to show some ride on sentiment that we have currently in the short term. So meantime, market is coming to important area that's it's important as technical as fundamental. So from the technical point of view, we also have some significant patterns and tricky situation that might be formed on the weekly chart. I will show you in the weekly report later in the weekend if it will be formed, because even current upward action looks very nice, still the payrolls release could change everything, and we still have OPN completed, and we still have overall downside tendency. The market is falling currently, although it shows significant pullback to the 119 area. So depending on what we'll see on the payrolls release, it could make impact on the weekly chart, and some specific patterns might be formed that could change overall technical background on the market currently, and return us back to the idea of the reaching of the OP and downward reversal. So that's really could happen. So in the current situation, until we get the payrolls, we are still watching for targets. So on 4 time frame chart, market gradually was moving higher. Recently we talked about this minor flag pattern. We said probably should be broken up. This is bullish continuation pattern. So it has happened. The market now currently closer to the resistance cluster, where it probably should start to challenge, depending on the numbers, what we get on the payrolls, or at least based on the volatility that we could get. Because here we have the cluster of the different targets. So first of all, this is, I wouldn't say call it as a confluence, because this is a combination of the 50% level and major 30%. I will show you. It's 50% right from the starting of the thrusting action. It's a very important reaction point. And I use the 50% level just because euro currency likes the 50% levels. So very often it follows it and shows a reaction on the 50%. Additionally, you can see that this is major 38 resistance right from the top. It's also very important major reaction. So major fib level. This combination of these levels create significant resistance. Besides, it agrees with the previous top here, local top, and multiple extensions around it. So I'll take a look that we have from this ABCD pattern. That was our OP here. XOP stands slightly higher as 1920. And here, as you can see, how market accurately reacts on the extension of the recent retracement. This recent downward action, better to say. So we took the previous downside swing. Calculate 127 extension, take a look, market hits it, shows the pullback. Now it's coming to the 1618. That agrees with the 1893, 1894 area, stands in agreement with so-called confluence right here. So sometimes when you do not have the right ABCD pattern, market is very choppy and shows very small retracement. It's very useful to use extensions of the previous swing. Very often, as a rule, I would say, the market reacts on the 127, 1618 accurately and treat it as a resistance as well. So how we do in the current situation. In fact, you could call it as a butterfly, but butterfly usually reversal pattern, and it forms, and we will have the butterfly cell, so it should be formed on the top. By itself, the shape, the pattern, right, it's a butterfly, but I wouldn't treat it in this way because it's butterfly usually is reversal and preparation for opposite direction. But here we have a continuation extensions. So that was we have on the 4-hourly chart. On the hourly chart, we have another minor ABCD pattern from the initial swing, and it stands approximately in the same area, 1890. So it starts the resistance cluster that market currently is entering. So mostly we could say that destination point is almost done for this week. So we discussed these few targets that we considered previously. First one was in this area, it's OP around 1825, 1827, if you remember. Next one was in XOP. So currently we could do nothing. If you have the long positions, you intend to keep it through the doom and gloom under the payrolls report. Just don't forget to protect your result. By some stops with the protection profit, or maybe at least on the break even. For others, currently, guys, I wouldn't consider taking the long position except you would like to bet on payrolls release and you would like to take the part in it. Because technically, market is coming to resistance in some targets, and from that technical point of view, it will be better to wait for some pullback if you would like to buy. For a short entry, currently we do not have any clear bearish patterns except maybe the resistance cluster that we have on the daily chart. On the 4 time frame chart. That's why context is also not very sufficient for taking the position. Besides, the recent sentiment and the results of the ADP report stands not in favor of the bears, and that makes overall position taking rather tricky. So that's why my choice probably is wait for release and then think through the weekend what will change, how investors assess the results of the report, and then make the conclusion. So that's our view currently on the euro currency.